Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Handsome Super Bear, and today I'm going to show you 5 real-time standing stretches for seniors. So let's get started. So before we get started, since these are standing exercises, if you feel like you have a little bit of balance issues, make sure you're doing this by a countertop or have a chair next to you, or even sometimes if you don't have that near you or you want some open space, I like just using, if you have a cane, it might not be a cool pink PVC pipe like mine, but even like a broomstick or something solid, because with balance, sometimes you just need that little bit, just a couple fingers on there to give you that balance. So make sure if you need something like that, go ahead and pause real quick, get the stick, cane, or move your computer close to the countertop or something, just so you have something for balance if you need it. So we're going to start off with a warm-up, and as we go, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the whole thing. So each of these is going to be 30 seconds. We're going to take a short break, 30 seconds again. We're going to take a long break. And then the stretches will be 30 seconds or a little broke up in between. So first of all, just kind of a neck circle, half circle. You can go all the way back. I know some people don't like doing that extension, or maybe they shouldn't. So you can just do a half circle rotation if you want, but just kind of loosening up the neck a little bit, going that way. Then you can just kind of open up the arms into a T position. So now we're getting our shoulders and chest area just a little bit. This is just continuous motions. We're kind of warming everything up just to get things loosened up. So not really a pause unless you want it. Then you can also just do like a modified jumping jack where I'm not actually jumping. I'm just kind of alternating, putting one foot out and the other one out like that, just to kind of, again, get things going a little bit and loosened up. And then you can even just do a little march in place if you want to. And if you need the stick, you can do that as well. So we're going to go into some full stretches. That's 30 seconds holding the stretch. If you don't feel like you can hold it for the whole 30 seconds, that's okay. So with this one, we're just going to do a side bend with our arm up and over. So just kind of bring it up and then just do a little bend over your head. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you're coming over to the side where you should feel it in your shoulder and down all the way into your hip area. So just kind of hold that in that position. You see my legs are spread out a little bit. That's to help with my balance. I'm looking up towards my hands and my finger, or my hand and my fingers right there, just getting that nice stretch. Nice deep breaths, come up, and then come back down into that break. So usually when you're doing stretches, you'd want to do 30 seconds 3 times on each side, but this is just a short routine, so we're just doing 1 on each side just to kind of get you moving for that daily routine. So then we're going to do the other side. Bring the arm up and then go over. You don't have to go any further than this. You can also kick your hip out just a little bit that way to give yourself a little more stretch in this area here. Or if you just want to bring your arm up into this position, I'm getting a little bit of a stretch this way. So you can start out here and then slowly progress over each time you do it, just to make yourself get a little bit more of a stretch. Make sure you're kind of looking up in that position just to get that extra stretch up in there, and then coming back down. So then the next one is going to be a chest stretch. So this time you can do this seated or standing, but you're just going to take your hands and kind of clasp them behind you. If this is too much, like if you can't get your hands behind you, you can use the stick and just kind of hold it behind you like that. So you can see like this if you can't get your hands behind your back. But I'm just pushing down and out with my hands and then just kind of pushing my chest forward. And I'm feeling a stretch right in the pec muscles there, or that chest area. So again, just holding that stretch for 30 seconds, getting that nice stretch. If you feel like that's a little too uncomfortable, again, you can use the stick, you can use a towel, or you can just take your hands and just kind of push back like this. I'm getting a good stretch doing that way as well. So you don't necessarily have to put your hands together, but you will get a little bit better stretch in that chest area and open everything up if you can. But you don't want anything to be painful. So again, kind of clasping back and pushing back this way. So these stretches are, designed for seniors, but they're really designed for anyone. This is just a nice daily routine. You don't have to be an older adult. You don't have to be a baby boomer like my parents or anything. This is just something to really kind of get you going each day and get you moving and kind of working all those areas in there. So again, just really kind of pushing down and out, getting that nice stretch in there. So then the next one is just going to be a side lunge stretch. So this would come into place where maybe you'd want to hold onto your countertop, hold onto a sturdy chair. If you've got a cane, or like I said, even like a broomstick or something where you can put it down just enough to hold on. So I'm just going to kind of spread my feet out a little bit and then go into a side lunge position. So if I'm leaning over this way towards my left side, bending that knee, I'm getting the stretch on my right side in here. Try and keep those toes pointed forward while you're stretching, because if I turn it out, I'm not getting that groin area or those adductor muscles that I'm looking for that stretch. So I'm just kind of placing my hands on my PVC pipe here, or the cane or the stick. I'm not pushing down on it a lot. It's just there for a little bit of balance. Then coming back up, and then we're just going to go to the other side. You don't have to spread your feet out as much as me. If you want to just go here and do it, you can. But the further out you start, the better stretch you'll get. So now I'm just going into this position here, and I'm getting that nice stretch through there. You don't want your knee going really far in front of your toes, especially if you have knee issues, but if it goes over just a little bit, that's fine. And again, if you feel like your balance is off, make sure you're using something. Countertops work great especially if you have a laptop and you kind of move it around, or if you're doing this on your phone, you can kind of get to a spot where you can be a little bit more comfortable. So the next one is going to be a runner stretch. So a runner stretch is for the calf muscles back there. Same thing with this one. If you've got a nice sturdy chair or a countertop or even a wall, you can place your hands here. But you can also, again, just use a stick or something. The side I want to stretch is going back behind me. My heel stays down, my toes are pointed forward, this knee bends, but this one stays fairly straight. I'm getting a nice stretch through that calf area just doing this runner stretch. But the key is to keep that heel in the back down. If I come up, I'm not getting that stretch anymore. So if you have to bring it up just a little bit, you can do that and you won't get quite as much of a stretch. But really try and keep that heel down, keep that leg straight, front one bend forward. And then just switching sides. But the reason that you want to keep those toes pointed forward is if you turn them out, again, you're not going to get that calf stretch. You're going to get a different stretch. So keeping that heel down, toes pointed forward, back leg straight, front knee bent just a little bit. I'm getting a nice stretch in there. And again, see, I don't necessarily need this. You might not need it, but I'd rather you use something and focus on the stretch versus trying to keep your balance the whole time and then not really getting a good stretch because you're trying to keep yourself up a little bit. So then the next one is going to be a hamstring stretch. Again, if you want to use something to hold on to the side, you can. I'm not going to for this one just so you can see it a little bit better. But with the hamstrings in the back, it's good to stretch those because they come all the way up to the hip here and they cross that knee joint. So I'm just going to prop my leg out that I want to stretch. The heel's just kind of propped up. Keep the leg straight and just bend at the hips. So this is not bending, curling down, trying to touch my toes. See, I can touch my toes here, but since my back is curled, I'm getting less of a stretch than if I keep my back straight and just bend forward at my hips and not necessarily my back. So I'm getting a nice stretch through there, just holding that stretch. Make sure you're keeping those toes up like this, not turned out, because again, then you're not going to get those hamstrings. Try and keep those hips forward so it's not stretching this way. Everything's forward, back straight, bending at those hips, and I'm getting a nice stretch through there. You might feel it more at your hip, you might feel it more at your knee, you might even feel it a little bit into the calf area, but just getting that nice stretch going to comfort level. If you can go further, great. If you can only go to about here, that's okay too. But again, make sure and hold on to something if you need to. So there you have it. If you're interested in checking out some of my other real-time videos, click on the link over there. And don't forget to subscribe. Where, Bear? Yeah, down there. Yeah. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.